Hi, welcome to Barb's Kitchen Center. My name is Celeste and this is my test kitchen. Today we're going to talk about chocolate molds and all things chocolate extras. So in my world there's three different kinds of molds. There's a silicone mold, a plastic mold, and a magnetic mold. They're very, very different molds. They all will do the same job, mostly, but they do them in different ways. So, the plastic mold, great for doing any kind of chocolates you want, white chocolate, dark chocolate, colored chocolate, candy melts, you name it. Easy enough to clean, but do not stick this guy in the dishwasher. He won't take the heat and the abuse of a dishwasher. So these have to be hand washed. They'll last you a year or two depending on how you look after them and how many times you make chocolate. Do store them on their edge or flat, but they won't take any weight. They're easy to crack, but they're cheap, $3. And you get a beautiful chocolate product out of it. Silicone molds, they come in a variety of prices. This one, it makes a chocolate bar. The pros and cons of it is you can wash it in the sink, you can wash it in the dishwasher, you can do almost anything with it. Many of them you need to check the temperatures, but you could do hard candy in them as well. They tend to make your chocolate a little less shiny, but they work great, makes your chocolate easy to get out of. This one runs about $12.50. Again, excuse me, you can get this guy in a variety of prices, sizes, shapes. These guys in the half hemisphere style are great for making chocolate bombs. Then there's this fellow. This is called a magnetic mold. It is a hard, very hard plastic, dishwasher safe, and it has a magnetic plate on the bottom. So if you wanted to do a transfer sheet, which is a printed piece of acetate, and it's printed with cocoa butter, and it has a design. I will show you one in a minute. So you cut your acetate to shape, you snap in your magnetic bottom, making sure that you get it all the way in correctly, and then you pour your chocolate. You wind up with chocolates like this. Excuse the mess, they're not my best example ever. But I used a transfer sheet, and you can see where it printed happy birthday on these chocolates. The white chocolate one I used is a little better example. Again, just a cocoa butter transfer sheet, worked fantastic. These guys are lovely, they're great, they take a whole lot of abuse. They are really pricey, but they will last you a very long time. Transfer sheet. So it's cocoa butter on one side and acetate on the other, and you put the cocoa butter side up. So if you were doing a chocolate bark, which is melted chocolate and nuts and berries or whatever you want to put into it, you spread it out over this. You don't want to push it too much because, again, cocoa butter melts so fast, and it'll melt with just the heat of your hand. So you can often obscure or change the pattern. It still looks cool to have a different color on your chocolate, but cocoa butter transfer sheets. We also have luster dust, which is a food-safe dust that you can add to cake icings, cookies, but you can do, so say you did a sucker and you want to put a little gold on it. Luster dust tends to be kind of slow, but you can do it. And it's probably been in here a while. There we go. There we go. Starting to be able to see it take color. It would take you a while to do it. You could also use luster dust with something like a paintbrush and a little bit of vodka and paint it on. The vodka will dissipate, so you're not going to poison anybody with alcohol. So we also have, it's a Crescendo product, and it's a cocoa butter spray. Works just like a spray bomb, although it would taste really much better. And you just shake it up well. It's been sitting on the counter a while. And you can spray your chocolates a nice shiny silver. Again, a couple of more coats once it dries would make it show up a whole lot better. But but it's just fun things you can play with to do different things with your chocolates. You can also, if you're using, well, any of the molds really, but say you're using a fancy plastic mold, you can take colored chocolate, usually either candy melts, or you can dye a white chocolate with a food coloring, either a dry food coloring or a food coloring that does not have water in it. And you can paint the inside of your mold, pour the chocolate, and pop it out, and your painting will appear much more beautifully on your chocolate than it will look in your mold. So let's give this guy one more spray to make him look. Let's see. There we go. And so those are some of the fun and funky things that I have to make your chocolates look even more special. Hope to see you soon.